So why even bother, getting instruments and bothering taking the time to learn it? Well, the short answer is it's gonna improve your beats, easy peasy. Okay, straight away. When you're playing an instrument, you think differently to when you're clicking in. All right. So let me show you my process. Let me just play a little snippet. So yeah, that's wavy. But first we're gonna go to the ukulele, and I record ukuleles in Ableton because Ableton has a pretty cool tool that I like, which is the time stretching. FL does also have it, however, it's not as good. What I did here was time stretch it, so it's perfectly on time. That's something I definitely need to work on as a musician, is playing it to a metronome in time. I'm alright, but it's not dead on for like this type of beat. You wanna be near enough dead on. You can leave it a little bit because that brings like human life to it, but for the most part you're gonna want to be dead on. And yeah, just time stretch it by double clicking here and moving wherever I felt it needed to go. Then what I did was double it, so it was now 8 bars, and then duplicate it into another track and pan one to the left, pan one to the right, and that just gives it the stereo separation and makes it sound more interesting. And then let's start with the effects. So I grouped both together. I can affect both of them at once. Just added a little EQ. This is blindfold EQ. We removed the low end and a little bit of the highs, just so it wasn't as sharp, shiny, but still kept that shine, because that is something you want to keep in mind. You want to keep that shine in the ukulele, I found. And then compression, very important with live instruments. You want to compress them, not so much that it destroys dynamics of what you're playing, but so it glues it together, because sometimes you'll hit it really hard and sometimes you hit it kind of gently, and you just want to reduce the difference between those settings. It's a 2-to-1, so pretty light, medium-ish attack, and I just left the release at default because it worked. And then I added a delay, a wave delay, changed it to a quarter, and just reduced the mix a lot, and this just thickened it up and made it a little bit more interesting to listen to. Then a reverb, 80s mod room, it's definitely my favorite. And then wider, just to again widen it out, and it gives a little chorus effect. Alright, then what I did was just bounce it out as a wave file and just import it into FL. So I just pitched down 4 to put it in C minor instead of E minor, and I think it just gave it a way more emotional vibe. It's wavy. Then what I did was bounce it out again, and hit it up an octave and pan it a little bit to the left. That just adds a little bit of more high end, more energy for the chorus, or whenever I just added it. So you can definitely feel that the energy is going to get more, so it's good for adding in a hook, just to add a little bit more variation, even though it's very subtle. And I added this vocal chop from my upcoming vocal chop kit, which I'll be releasing whenever, so let me know in the comments if you want it. If you don't, it's all good. And yeah, so this is the final loop then. I did add a few more effects, and that was just an EQ, just to delete some low ends, a little bit of the mids, and a little bit of the highs, not too much. As I said, you want that crispy high end for guitars, ukuleles, that sort of thing. And as far as the EQ, I did add an automation clip, so only when the drums came in, because you want it to sound more thick when there's nothing going on, but a little bit more thin, so there's room for the other elements. You just notice it getting gradually thinner, and it's a nice little build up, I guess. And as far as drums, they're really simple, just this 808 pattern. Hey. If you're wondering how I made this, all I did was get a note like this size, the same size, select it and then press Alt U. It's on the second to last place. These are the settings, just copy it, and you just go like this, right click the velocity, and then just drag all the way up, and when it looks a bit like this, then it will give it that zoom. Apart from that, it's just following the root notes. Here's the kick, nothing crazy. a clap. This is actually my clap. I've been trying to sound design my own sounds, so look out for a drum kit. Here's the hi-hats. Just bouncy. Yeah, the drums all together. I understand that some people just don't want to learn an instrument. That's fine, I got you. Watch this video here to learn how to make guitar beats that sound realistic with stock plugins.